Best of 5 TvT. In the top left-hand time, we have, well, top left-hand side, but it is time and SpeCial. And in the bottom right, you know, I feel like these two are made to play Archon mode because their names are both 4 letters long. So with only, with 4-letter long names, they can actually do this really easily. It is ByuN and Maru. They're both, the names show up on the bottom side, which is really cool. As we have this setting up, it is going to be SpeCial in time. Up the right-hand side, they're going to start off with a barracks already. Says Maru, as the SCV scout comes across the map. And we get this moving in the early stages. And we do just have, obviously, SpeCial in time. They looked pretty good in their group as well. They did lose out to BCQD and Max packs. You know what's, we've seen a good mixture of kind of results today. It's been a fun set of games coming in. As the SCV goes to the upper side to try and see a little bit of what's going on. Going to be seeing a little bit of scouting, obviously, to come back. Reaper is about to pop out already from SpeCial in time, so getting this going in a moment or two. There we go, Reaper comes in. There's 2 Reapers for SpeCial in time already, so ByuN and Maru in some trouble. Will lose a Reaper already, and ByuN is like, uh-oh, that's not so great. Yeah, these guys are having a little bit of a laugh. They're saying, "What the heck? We didn't scout properly. Didn't you say we should have scouted?" Obviously, this is a racks back at home, so that's the problem. It looks like it's just 1 rack at home, but the reality is, it's a second rack, so it looks like it's 1 rack at home. It doesn't seem like it's a proxy, but the double Reaper then shows up, and that's going to be a little bit funky. Yeah, I've been trying to get my. I had an idea of how to translate the text as it comes in, and I was trying to get it working a little bit, hence my little bit lack of setup. Go across the map, says ByuN. As they want to try and break out here. They do have a couple of Hellions here initially to try and make some stuff happen. As the medevac pops, what's going to happen? They're going to load up these Hellions and go across the map, and that's a little bit of what it seems like they're discussing. Whether they can win the game with the medevacs and Hellions going across the map, right? 4 Hellions can do pretty good damage, and there's no other tech up here just yet. Because one of these barracks was proxied, you lose a lot of that production initially. So it is ByuN who's controlling the units, by the way. You can see that solid circle means that ByuN is in control here, the first player on the list. Maru controls a couple of Marines up in the main base. So it's ByuN on the Hellions to attempt to get some damage done out on the other side. Yeah, well, what's funny is that everyone's saying, well, why aren't they using voice chat? Apparently they don't have microphones. Can you believe that? They're playing the Archon tournament, they don't have microphones. So they have been this good so far without talking to each other, just typing as they play. As the Hellions show up, the medevac's a bit of a bait into the main. Maru types question mark. I think Maru wants to know what the hell ByuN's doing. Why have you got the Hellions without the medevac? What is this bait? What are you trying to bait? I mean, maybe some good scouting, though, because you do see a factory. He doesn't maybe see the second factory, so he doesn't necessarily know exactly what this is just yet. That would obviously be nice to figure out as the Hellions get jumped onto just a little bit there. Medevac pulling back, and the Cyclone going to join up in the center. And we are just going to be having the couple of Cyclones still coming up. The Magfield coming through as well. Now we're coming across and just trying to be... Oh, sorry, yeah, ByuN coming across and just trying to be aggressive with the cyclone that he's got now as well. Trying to find something. You gotta be careful that Michael coming in. What will be fun is the Banshees. Cloak just finished up and the medevac into the main. So Maru's gonna drop the main base. Banshee's gonna hit the natural. Okay, now this is terrifying. You've got Maru and ByuN controlling two different units themselves. But the defense so far from SpeCial in time is good. The Marines in the main get deflected and shut down. The Banshee and the Natural gets shut down as well. Now dropping on this low ground, a couple extra SCVs falling. But a tank gets set up, and ByuN and Maru, the one thing they've really done well is take map control. And utilizing this map control is now they're going to maybe break into this Natural and perhaps could sneak in and get damage done. That's a free cyclone that just walks into tank fire. Okay. Banshee here as well, just going to cloak up. Oh my god, but there's a scan. And so the Banshee takes damage, just got blocked into right away, so the Banshee falls. However, the tank is helping out a lot with everything else. SpeCial and Time are not having a great time trying to defend with this. They both have this Cyclone selected. That's a little bit concerning. I mean, this tank just ran into the Cyclone. Cyclone doesn't have a lock on. There's a medevac there to micro too. Finally, a Cyclone finds a lock on. Macfield's on the way from SpeCial and Time. From ByuN and Maru also. They want to try and match what their opponents are doing. They've already killed a lot of SCVs. And SpeCial and Time seem to be in some trouble. It felt like a strong start for them, but it started to fall apart quickly as ByuN and Maru kept up the aggression. And it looks as though ByuN and Maru are just going to be able to wrap this one up in their favor. Macfield's still coming through. SpeCial and Time actually just going to type GG right here and now. I mean, they've got tanks deep to the Natural. There's not a lot of units left. ByuN and Maru are going to pick up game number 1 of this best of 5. Top left corner of the map, our red Terran. It's SpeCial and Time. They are down 1 game in this best of 5 series. And the bottom right, our blue Terrans are Maru and ByuN. Guys, I've tried to do my best translating when possible. It's very difficult though because the text is in English and it moves so quickly, right? When they keep typing, so it's difficult to get it to translate properly. It keeps trying to translate the English in Korean as well, and it becomes a bit messy. All good though. That was fun to try. Double racks from Maru and ByuN, so in base 2 racks this time from these two. As they continue to discuss just a little bit. I just want to say, as we probably put this one up on YouTube, I think this might even be my New Year's Eve video. So just want to say thank you everybody for supporting throughout 2020. It's been a fantastic year on the YouTube. Appreciate it. Hit the like button, subscribe. One more time in 2020. We'll see you in 2021 as well. It's going to be really awkward if this is not my New Year's Eve video, isn't it? if we actually put up something else tomorrow, it's there's going to be an awkward line. So yikes, YOLO, I've committed now. Hope fingers crossed it's a good series, I guess. Again, these two, if this is your first Archon match you've watched with Maru and ByuN, these two signed up. ByuN signed them up. Maru, the last time they played, said, this is actually really fun. I think that might have been because they were kind of dropping their opponents to death with Widow Mines. And their team name is maybe the best part of this whole story. They are called Team Injury Terran, which is kind of fun as well. Yeah, I guess as well. What's also funny is that if they win this in the semi-finals, they will play a team will play like Maru, which is Soul and Colors. So yeah, kind of a I guess that'll be a fun one if they make it through. We'll see. As right now they've got 2 Rippers over here. This is kind of bad for SpeCial and Time. They haven't figured out what's up, right? They did an SCV scout. They just saw the command center building soon. So now you've got 2 Reapers on the map. They're actually going to move forward. They're going to catch the Hellion. Okay, well now they can put the Hellion low and get the CC delayed. So that's already a good win. Now we're going to see the 3rd Reaper joining up and a 4th Reaper coming across the map. Of course, this is all just in base, right? So not proxied, reinforcements are not immediate, but you have the numbers right now as Maru and ByuN to really put the pressure on. This Hellion's going to die. I mean, that's just absolutely massive. The Marauder pops out, and that might kill things in the end, but it's not like this current cluster shell. It's not like you can slow those units down. So those Reapers can just kite for days. They're actually going to get the Marauder kill. One Reaper went down, but still 3 Reapers, so they're still 2 shot in SCVs. Time and SpeCial in some serious trouble. Across the map, I mean, yes, these 2 Reapers are doing okay, but they're just not killing units as quickly as the 3 Reapers here were. Now down to 2, getting another Hellion. And it's just going to continue to be SCVs dropping from SpeCial in time. Oh, how quickly things can fall down. As ByuN continue to micro these Reapers around the corners, getting one more SCV. He's going to get caught, but he still has the Reapers up and running. Reapers now finally start to go down. A grenade. He gets 13 kills in total. Oh, what a disastrous start for the red Terran Archon. Down 11 workers. ByuN is going to laugh a little bit. I think he's quite happy with what the Reapers were able to achieve. As Maru just sets up back at home. I mean, that's the dangerous thing, remember. ByuN doesn't have to focus back at home. Doesn't have to macro at home. He can just put his screen on that Reaper and just keep on moving. The Reapers, again, constantly. You pay full attention to them. It's going to be GG. That's lull from ByuN at the end. Maybe as the GG comes out that they've just won off the Reaper attack. SpeCial and Time go down 0-2. And ByuN and Maru take a convincing lead in this. Let's jump into the action. In the bottom right corner of the map, down 0-2, and looking to bounce back. We do have our red Terran players, SpeCial and Time. On the top left-hand side, Maru and ByuN, our blue Terran players in the upper left, as we get this up and running. Interested to see what Maru and ByuN come out with here in this game number 3. Obviously a kind of a pretty convincing series from them so far. As we get this started up. Yo, thank you so much for some bits. Rashmadan, 300 bits says, thank you 40 for putting out amazing and tons of content in 2020. I feel like this is Naruto's message literally becoming a copy pasta. Thank you guys. Thank you for the bits. I appreciate it. Alright, so we get this going. A little bit of translation. Thank you so much in the chat. There's 2 SCVs queued. Maru asking when the next game is. ByuN is saying tomorrow. I love this. These guys are already discussing. These guys are already discussing when the next match is. These guys are 2-0 up and they're already discussing when the semi-finals are in the middle of the game. Oh, incredible. All right. All right. So, we set up and we get this going. Factory on the way. I think 3-2-2-1 is a question of how many Reapers and Hellions they want to build. We'll see. We'll see. ByuN says 3-2. We'll see if they go 3 Reapers, 2 Hellions. I imagine that's the question here as to what ByuN wants to work with, and what the plan is. So, Maru says, okay, 3-2. It has to be Reapers and Hellions, right? That's pretty much what you have to go for. This is going to be 2 Reapers initially here from SpeCial and Time. Both the expansions coming up at the same time here overall. It's 2 Reapers, so there was a 3rd Reaper, 1st Hellion. So yeah, it looks like 3 Reapers, 2 Hellions setting up at the moment. And shout out to Saz and Tony. He was doing a bit of translation on the fly in the chat. And just keep you up to date with what's going on. ByuN, should I just wait with 3-2? Obviously 3 Reapers, 2 Hellions, and Maru asks why. And ByuN says, I think they're going to come. And Maru says, up to you. And ByuN says he's going to wait. Well, wrong decision, ByuN. Because SpeCial and Time are sat over here as well. Also on the same setup, though. So I don't think this is necessarily a scenario where you want to get aggressive. Because you would just be running into the same thing. So unless you come around the left side and get high ground before you run up the ramp into the units, that'd be a, that could obviously become a little bit disastrous for sure. So Something to kind of watch out for. Couple of Hellions firing. Reapers are coming up and just going to put some damage out. SCVs are going to jump into the command center there. Yeah, this is obviously, I mean, you take a little bit of a bad fight already as ByuN, and now you're going to try and fight your way out of this one. Forced to go up to the high ground. This is definitely special in time, getting off to a little bit of a better start. And let's put our Reapers onto this reactor and just gonna put our grenade out over the top. Couple units coming through, and the grenade pops a unit or two back. And just gonna see the Reaper Hellion backing away from special time. With the Cyclone now joining up as well. So far, kind of okay. Obviously, definitely a little advantage there for the Red Terrans, who will take a third CC in position as well. Lane patrolling, Cyclone about to finish, and just going to be seeing the couple of Cyclones out the front here from special in time. Okay, I mean, they're going to send the Raven across the map too, so they want to keep on the aggressive side of things. Raven coming around the left-hand side, just getting set up to the top side of this. Raven going to drop an auto turret into the back. First SCV down, make that a second, third, not quite. Obviously, this is an SCV pull though, right? So that's already expensive, having to pull the SCVs away. It's lost mining time, even lost gas mining time, which is obviously a pretty big deal as well. Just going to be seeing the Raven out to the right side, going to move along. We do see the auto turret getting picked off. And again, a couple Reapers and a Hellion of Maru and ByuN are going to go down the left, so ByuN trying to make up for a little bit of his setup initially. Perhaps a Hellion already. Continue along. SCV's going down. Cyclones are good to jump in there and to clean that up, so Hellions do get picked off. I mean, it's just good defense. I'm not sure what the real plan was here. I guess just diving in, trading out those units at this point in time. Let's see about to move out. Maru and ByuN definitely still playing from a little bit behind. The auto turret goes down though, and a couple of SCVs do fall, so at least returning some fire. There's nothing mining on the third base still, which means that this Raven has not had the greatest opportunity, but we'll go back into main. That's nice. An SCV building a rack slows that down, but the units are there pretty quickly to clean this up as well. Alright, well, 1-1 upgrade, stim pack. All the good stuff's done. We do see another auto turret. I mean, this harassment's happening on both sides of the map, so both players are really taking down. Both Archons are really taking damage from this. Worker count's even, 48 each. Army supplies about even too. The biggest difference at the moment is probably just the upgrade timing, which is honestly only a few seconds ahead from special in time, and mostly ahead in the form of the mostly just ahead on the form of the stim pack. So that stim pack much further along here from special in time, as our two Cyclones will make their way around the far right. So it's not going to see what's up. They're actually going to catch the Raven in a moment. So ByuN, I feel like Maru's going to be very annoyed at ByuN very soon. ByuN keeps, every time ByuN loses a unit, Maru types a question mark in the chat. Oh, I love it. Maru is just I just love the judgment, right? Like, at what point does Maru say, you know what, ByuN, stop. I'm done. I'm taking over with the units now. Oh, amazing. All right, so Maru catches ByuN in a conundrum once again. Apparently ByuN called Maru out for not having stim started as well, so both of them are keeping each other in check. Yeah, I wish I had a smoother way to translate for you guys to get like a translation on the screen rather than me having to read it out from chat or so. It would be quite nice. It's something I'm working on for the future. Obviously, I wasn't expecting ByuN and Maru to truly just keep on talking through in-game chat all the time. Wasn't really the expectation, so yeah, we do see our armory setting up in the main base. A couple of extra racks finishing the main as well from SpeCial in time. Again, they really are just in kind of on a roll with their production, but look at this, a 4th command center instead of 2 extra barracks here. Something a little bit different. As now Marine tank, Raven, Viking comes out into the center of this, so moving along. ByuN cleans out on the left-hand side. There was a lot of map control set up previously. ByuN is denying that quite well. As I do see a tank or two continuing to set up. Vikings going to fire. Command center taking a few shots, and a bit of back and forth between the Vikings. Already a couple of kills here from SpeCial in time, getting a good start to this. So yeah, they got off to a pretty decent start in all honesty, and just going to be seeing the rest of the Viking Raven trolling around a little bit as well. Scans go up onto the high ground. Combat shields coming through from both players. And 2-2 on the way as well. I mean, a soft contain. I say soft contain. This command center can go up to the 4th base. So you're not really stopped from expanding. And you are going to expand faster than SpeCial in time. At the cost of not having as much production, but if you can defend anyway, you're probably going to be okay. Stem is done here for ByuN and Maru. They're going to get here. Oh, what was there to defend? There are Marines on the way. Okay. It's not going to be a cancelled command center. That would have been disastrous, but it's still going to be 5 SCVs. And now ByuN gets these Marines out of there. So ByuN still in control of the Marines out on the map. The Vikings, the Ravens, everything over here seemingly in Maru's hands defensively. It's probably why their defense is going better than their offense, right? Based on Maru's disappointment. Actually, ByuN's the one controlling some of these units right now, so maybe it's not entirely Maru. Well, Maru did just select the Viking Raven and pull it back as ByuN was selecting a couple things, so might just be that ByuN's hotkeying for future reference. Of course, there might be kind of a swap over of units at some point as well. That's also a possibility. So a few options here, basically, as you do see tanks and Marines continuing out. Command center building on the natural. Army up around the top side. We're going to be seeing a depot that's definitely going to be in some trouble. Tanks sieging up already. First depot down and pushing forward. Tanks continue to siege. Here we go. Marines are going to spread out. An interference matrix down on a bunch of tanks, and SpeCial in time getting on top of this base momentarily with the Marines. They back away and give it some space to let the tanks do some work. Tank sieging here. Double matrix goes down, so this tank is saved. That's a beautiful save, because it means you can actually pick off 2 tanks in return. So great matrices. And that does turn the tides of this battle, because now the only thing you're going to lose is this refinery. And now the Planetry's not even in any trouble. So that's a huge win, as now we're already across the map with a counterattack. So ByuN moving along to try and fight. Gets one medevac sniped down by a little drop of their opponents, which they ran into. Big drop around the top side. Doesn't get anywhere though. Obviously, sensor tower set up on both sides of the map. Stepping over the left-hand side. Couple tanks already set up over here, so taking this 5th base might be a little bit of a struggle, especially in time move out. Again, just SpeCial is on the majority of this control. Time's on the drop on the right side though, so they are really splitting up the jobs or the army between the two of them pretty well. Maru's actually using these Marines now, so he's going to take those off to the right side of the map. Marines jumping up into this natural expansion of sensor tower, which is going to go down pretty much right away. Of course, I mean, this is the tricky part of TvT, trying to find a way to push in and actually deal damage, as 5th base was denied for Maru and ByuN for now. They didn't lose it, but this 5th base might actually go down. Maru on the counterattack, gonna find a great play. At the same time, Time jumped across over here with his medevacs and Marines. And he finds quite a lot of units. He won't have much left over. Maybe can cancel Command Center before other units show up. He's actually just going to focus on killing off as many Vikings as possible. Rest of this army on the left side, tanks continue to siege, and there's going to be another tank picking off a couple more Marines there. Ravens, Marines, tanks, all of this setting up together on the right side. Marines of Maru and ByuN still over the right as well, just trying to show up. Again, this seemed to be Maru's little group of Marines. He was controlling it this entire time. And he got some serious value out of it. Denying the 5th base is huge. As at the same time now, Maru is trying to find a way to defend this 5th. Unable to. Not sure what ByuN is doing at the moment. Marine sim through. Viking gets taken down pretty much right away. There's Liberators showing up, and with the air control, the Liberators can, of course, start to push back these siege tank lines. Big attack to the top right-hand side. 4 tanks get matrixed. Big Raven plays from SpeCial in time to get a lot of Ravens out, allowing them to matrix an entire line of tanks and open up positions. Now going to drop into the natural expansion. Vikings get here, and it's a good matrix to stop more Marines from getting out, and that actually might be critical to allow the other Marines to come in here with less issue and get on top of the tanks. As right now, repairing on the right side, defending this base. Marines show up over on this side, anti-armor missile and auto turrets with the tank sieging should be good. And the 4th base of Maru and ByuN will fall up in the 12 o'clock position. Wow, what a fantastic pickoff. I mean, again, it's just an onslaught of armies at the moment. Micro on either side of the map. Anti-armor missile going down again. Orbital command will fall. SpeCial in time through the center of the map, and we do just have I mean, a bit of a difficult spot, right? I mean, the good news was the 5th base of SpeCial in time is very late, so that's good. Right now, it's also 3-3 against 2-2, so ByuN and Maru can't really take fights when it comes to Marine counts because they're just down on upgrades. They were late to 3-3. Now we're going to be finishing that at least. We'll make some better progress. There's a nice little siege and push back, and Vikings getting a couple of Ravens. There was no support for those Ravens. We do see the drop of Marines up into the main. Killing a couple starports, mind you, and that's obviously pretty substantial. Still no armor upgrade here. The medevacs are drained of energy, mind you, and they're actually going to be stuck with the Vikings showing up. Matrix on the medevac at the same time. They're down the bottom side, so now ByuN shows up, and he will deny a 5th base. Now, there's a double expansion, so SpeCial in time also have the right side base. That finally gives them 5 bases, as ByuN and Maru are resetting to 5 bases themselves. They got the tank siege here, but the matrices came down. The Raven counts are getting out of control. 11 Ravens from ByuN and Maru, 6 Ravens from SpeCial in time. And this is madness. SpeCial in time have been playing fantastic. The aggression on both sides, like big groups of armies on both sides, works really well against a team who are, you know, ByuN's trying to play offensively and Maru defensively. It really stretches out who has to control what, and once again, this base didn't have a sense tower on it, so new base, not set up properly, really, and not enough to run into a planetary, I guess, but tank will siege, and once more, there's a pressure point on that top side of the map, as ByuN is looking for an opportunity to come in down through here. Time is setting up the defense as SpeCial, focusing on the attack on the other side. Still the Viking Raven hanging back from Maru and ByuN. Don't want to bring that into the fight too soon. 2 new starports are building. As they finish up, Maru and ByuN can maybe continue with their Raven production. They've got a lot of those Ravens, really prioritizing air control here as they dive into a fight. Anti-armor missiles will go down. They're kind of out-marined, but the anti-armor missiles will help a lot. But then they get returned anti-armor. Auto turrets going down to try and help slow down the chase. And a line of auto turrets there in the end. Again, with more Ravens in the game, they can afford to be a bit liberal with it. Although, only more Ravens by about 2 now. So it is a gap that is closed, and then once more, SpeCial in time find themselves up into a position on the top left, able to get into the setup of this. Anti-armor missile is still dropping. The Vikings are firing. Anti-armor missile going to hit the Ravens. Auto turret's actually going to pick up 1 kill, very nearly a second one. The Liberator will not do much on its own. Yeah, I love the point brought up in chat. They started this game off asking about when the finals were. Never mind if they were going to win game number 3 and actually go to the semifinals here today. And this special in time really bringing it to them with the first two games flopping a little bit. This game 3 has absolutely made up for the flops so far. Couple more Hellbats popping. The Ravens on the way out from time as well. The army of Maru and ByuN moving into the center of the map. Marine, Tank, Viking, Raven. Over to the far right. A couple of Vikings. I mean, the Vikings are the big deal breakers, right? There's not really anything to shut down Vikings from special in time. I think that's one of the most important things to keep in mind here. It's going to be a massive Matrix that's coming in, but it's going to be expensive on the Raven count as you have the Vikings firing. Anti-armor missile on both sides. Both players don't really have tanks in play. Special in times are too far back. Maru and ByuNs are stuck in matrices. 14 SCVs going down as a drop top right did well at killing SCVs until it walked through a planetary fortress. Maru saves those units and he'll bring them elsewhere. I mean, we really do just have so much going on in this. This is what I think Archon's fun for. I know we've had some fun games of Archon, but when they really get to this point where people are throwing armies at each other all the time, this is just the onslaught and the consistent just aggression that you expect and you can get out of this game mode. And it may not be perfect, but it's really fun. Really, really fun. Are they both controlling units? Yes, so when you look at the units, you can see here, that's a dashed line. That's ByuN controlling this. This is a solid line. That's Maru controlling that. So they're splitting up different armies. They're splitting up different units to do different things. So this is ByuN on the left, Maru on the right. Time and Special have been doing this all game long as well at the moment. So Maru's going to defend the top right side of the map while ByuN will take the bottom side. He's going to attack through the bottom. No base here just yet, so didn't re-establish that. We'll run straight into this orbital where Tank only just got sieged. ByuN will back away, maybe a lift and just relocate elsewhere. Ravens continuing up, but now the Marines get into this main, and you're going to see the starports maybe getting denied. The Marines are running in one or two at a time. That's not great. The anti-armor missile doesn't do much if there's no Marines to take advantage of it. Didn't quite finish the starport, but it will burn down. Maru makes an offensive play on the right-hand side, sieging up the tanks. Gonna get this into the base, and that's actually a dead planetary that you can't really defend unless you put the Ravens into use, because you can't just go running up this ramp. Here comes Time and Special actually both controlling these medevacs. Gonna start unloading over here. It seems like maybe a bit of miscommunication there as they will get rid of a few SCVs. This base looks like it's gonna drop. It will die. Oh my god, all of these SCVs are in a bit of a weird place. Can he get them away? That's a lot of SCVs. I mean, that's like 2 pages of SCVs, guys. If these SCVs die, not all of them will, but a few of them did. I mean, 15 SCVs in a second or two. I mean, tanks over here looking good until the Ravens show up, and they're going to Matrix, Auto Turret, Missile, every single ability possible off the Ravens goes down in this fight. And the supplies are still relatively even. We actually have income graphs and stuff for this game. It's on the Korean server, and Korea isn't bugged out, so we can actually look at the graphs and stuff right now. It's been kind of starting to turn the income favor into ByuN and Maru's favor. This is going to be a bit of a clean. I just wanted to point out the army supplies, especially in time, drawing back the army supplies a little bit more recently. And resources lost, it has just been amazing for Maru and ByuN. They've traded 10,000 resources better off. They've just taken much better fights, especially as of late. They've put a lot of good fights in with the Ravens, found a lot of efficiency with those units. They've had a very good time with it. As tank continuing out. Marine tank force on the bottom side still setting up the orbital command. Trying to relocate. I mean, the problem has been just getting off of 5 bases before special in time, while ByuN and Maru have gotten, they kept 5 bases pretty well, and then they've gotten to the extra bases more recently too. And that can be the deal breaker. The problem is, especially when special in time are trading worse than Maru and ByuN, they are the ones that need to be taking more bases than their opponents. Instead, it's the other way around right now. Big anti-armor missile. There's not enough medevacs to actually lift up everything here, so you kind of got to chase in yourself. Use your Ravens to kind of dissuade the other Ravens from chasing even further. ByuN is back down on this bottom side, it seems. Attack over here as more Marines showing up. Nothing really in position. For the first time in a long time, it feels like, we have had usually units around, and now an orbital gets caught floating across, so Mistakes are absolutely starting to be made by SpeCial in time, as they are focusing maybe a little bit too much on the upper right. They move forward here. They're losing out on all of these bases on the bottom, however. And the other missiles going down. They might be able to break up this ramp as they... I mean, everything is just painted orange. They're going to break up this ramp. They're going to get rid of the tanks. All the turrets, though, are trading really well. Ravens are more or less out of energy, however, and they will force this base to lift off and leave. Marines on the bottom side. ByuN still pushing forward. Only 25 SCVs left for SpeCial in time. That lack of economy is starting to really show. And now I don't think they're really going to be able to do much else. Even if they deny this base, Maru and ByuN have the left-hand side of the map as well, as ByuN is just killing everything. He's going to camp the production. You're not going to be able to build anything else here. SpeCial in time. So you've got to win the game with this army, which is just not feasible with Liberators and Ravens and Vikings to fight through. Yeah, you might take this base, but there is more to push through than that. SpeCial types out GG. Time types out GG. Maru and ByuN put on a performance. First time it really felt they got a bit tested here. But they really adapted well to the situation, you know. They really showed up. They really came out swinging and played a good game. GG's. That's going to be Maru and ByuN 3-0 and going through to the semifinals.